Who do you think is the cruelest serial killer? Ted Bundy, Jack the Ripper, Richard Ramirez? But have you ever heard of Ed Gein? If you like horror films, you may be familiar with the film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, this film is inspired by the sadistic Ed Gein. Ed Gein was charged with 2 murders, but many believe he committed more murders than that. And what makes him more terrifying than other serial killers is that he makes furniture, clothes, masks and so on from the corpses of his victims. Edward Theodore Gein was born on August 27, 1906, in Plainfield, Wisconsin, United States. Born to a mother named Augusta Wilhelmine Lurk Gein. He is very religious, who even goes to the level of a fanatic, and strongly believe that sex is very sinful, and women are instruments of the devil. His father, John Philip Gein, was an alcoholic. His father died in 1940 from heart failure. Then he lived with his mother and younger brother, who was named Henry George Gein. His mother is very protective. Didn't even allow Ed to go to school. Every day Ed was given a lesson about religion and sins. Augusta does not hesitate to give examples of cruel and terrible punishment if he commits a sin. Living in a fanatical family led to the strange behavior of Ed Gein. One of them is laughing to yourself at the wrong time. The death of Henry Gein in 1944, as a result of a fire, raises many questions. Because there are no burns on his body, but many bruises on the head. Allegedly Ed Gein who killed Henry. Because Ed finds out Henry is dating their mother, Augusta. Ed is jealous because he likes his mother too. In 1945 Augusta Gein died of a stroke. After his mother died, Ed felt very lonely and lost, because he doesn't have any friends. Even so, Ed continued to farm and lived in his big house alone. Ed made some changes to the decor of his house, but her mother's room condition was left to match when her mother died. Reading was something Ed did a lot after Ed lived alone. But the books he read were about terrible things. That is about the Nazis and cannibalism. Ed's habits were getting more and more terrible. In 1947 to 1952, he stole several women's bodies and made them clothes. In 1957, a local shop worker, named Bernice Worden, was declared missing. Her son told the police the last person seen with Bernice was Ed Gein. Following the report, the police investigated Ed Gein's farm. At Ed Gein's ranch, the police immediately found Bernice's body in the condition of both legs hanging like an animal, without a head, and also been shot by a .22 caliber rifle. There are long cuts from the genitals to the chest. Then her liver was on the plate, while the head and intestines are in the warehouse. Inside Ed's house, the police find an even more surprising finding. Ed liked to collect heads from his victims. The police found 5 heads in a plastic bag, 4 skulls, and what's even crazier, the police also found a face mask made of human skin which he had skinned in detail, so Ed often used it. Police also found other items made of human bodies, including room lights, chair covers, and trash cans. He also placed several human skulls on his bed. In the kitchen there is a bowl made of human skulls. Ed also makes corsets and leggings from the skin of his victims which he likes to wear to pretend to be his mother. Ed Gein even made a belt made of nipple leather. Plus he also collects noses and vulvas. To make handicrafts from the human body, Ed did not kill all his victims. Ed was charged with only killing 2 people, namely Bernice Worden and Mary Hogan. Part of a human body, he got from digging a local cemetery. Ed is suspected of committing more murders than that, but there is no solid evidence. Ed was charged with murder and a very heinous crime, but sadly he was not punished, and only considered to have a mental disorder. Arthur Sly, a police officer who investigated Ed's case, was found dead after handling this case. He reportedly died from the trauma of dealing with Ed's case, which was very gruesome. Ed Gein was not imprisoned, but just sent to a mental hospital, in America. After 10 years in a mental hospital, Ed is considered to have improved mentally. Finally he went to trial for his actions. Ed is found guilty but only goes into crazy prisoner. Dan is serving his sentence at the Institute of Mental Health in Mendota, United States. Ed died on July 26, 1984 from lung cancer. News of the death of Ed Gein easily spread throughout the United States. Many people are curious about the grave of this ruthless killer. Some destroyed the tombstone to take the fragments and make it a souvenir. Worse yet, there were also those who took all the tombstones, so that Ed Gein's grave is not marked among the other family graves. After Ed Gein's death, many filmmakers were inspired by his sadism. Films inspired by Ed Gein include Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, Psycho, and others. Such is the story of a sadistic killer as well as a craftsman of the human body, Ed Gein. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Shonia Studio for the progress of this channel. Thank you and see you.